Hello and welcome to a Sunday short YouTube video. Something I thought about this week was nobody said it'd be easy, right? You know the song, nobody said it'd be easy. So I think that so often, especially when you're a kid, you think when you grow up, life's gonna be better, it's gonna be easy, you don't have school anymore, you don't have anything to worry about, and then you realize, like, when you become an adult, that it's actually far more difficult than you had imagined. And I think that almost anything that's, is the juice worth the squeeze, anything that's worth anything in life is often more difficult than what we imagine. So it's kind of hard to, sit back and try to analyze things and say, is it worth the effort? And I think, again, that most things that are worth anything require a lot more effort initially than you had thought. I think when we start to do, my show the other day was about analysis paralysis and how we often question our actions, our thoughts, all of those things. I think one way that we can look at things is, again, by having SMART goals. So you can have your large overarching goals, that definitely take a lot longer than you think. But when you have goals that are achievable and measurable, and they might be part of your larger goal, then you can kind of break those down and keep yourself in the right mindset and the right path. For instance, working on a bachelor's degree, overwhelming, 120 credit hours or 112, depending on your school, whatever it may be. And you think, after high school, you're like, do I need that? And you may not need it. Even if you go to trade school, that's typically 4 years of work on top of some schooling. There's always something, starting a new job, there's always things that you think, I've done that kind of thing before, it's easy. I think the whole purpose of this video, again, is to, understand that you can achieve any goal that you put your mind to. The problem is that, don't cease, right? You can take breaks and take a step back and say, oh, this is maybe not the direction that I really want to go, but, is it not the direction you want to go anymore because it's too difficult? Because if that's the answer, then that's probably the wrong answer. Again, whether it's school or maybe you've been out of the workforce for a long time and you're trying to get back in. Maybe you are, trying to get a different career field. Maybe you're trying to go back to school after, being out for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Or it's fitness, you get discouraged because you ate a whole pizza by yourself last night. Again, the point of this is that most things in life are not easy. And so we have to have that fortitude, that drive, blessings from God, your consistent and intentional actions, really. I think that people, again, as hard as it is to set these lofty goals that when you're in it, you never think that you can achieve. But when you come at things with intention and consistency, effort, intensity, things of this nature, like, you can achieve anything. And while, maybe for you as a person, it's not the best option to set these crazy goals. Maybe you are the type of person that can, when you start breaking things down into actions, these small actions that will help you get to your next goal. Again, if it's school, maybe you can break it down by class, or you can break it down by a 3-class block or something. How many classes can you hold down at one time? And if that's the case, take a month off and hit the next group. If you've been at it for 2 years, your bachelor's degree, and you're just like, I don't know if this is for me, then, take that break, but don't lose that vision. So often, again, we get into these large goals in life, whatever it may be. And, I've talked to a couple people recently that they just, think that their goal is unattainable. I'm going to use my son as an example. Not necessarily that he's thinking 100% like that, but I told him going into school, nobody said it'd be easy. You know, school, you know, high school, middle school, not really that difficult for most people. Some people they are. But when you become an adult and you realize, oh, I have to work, and then, or if you go to school and you realize that that is your full-time job. If you are a full-time college student, then that is your job. And if you have another job on top of that, it makes things a lot more difficult. Nobody said it'd be easy, but we have to look at what those goals help us achieve in life, whether it's just that mental win, or maybe it's that, you know, dream physique, or maybe it's your dream house, maybe it's your dream car, whatever drives you on these goals. You know, use that as, you know, what you're looking to achieve, not just the whatever actions you have to take. And again, most of these goals, you know, once they're accomplished for life. Maybe they're not, but you know, most are. So again, if you're going for that bachelor's degree, when you're done, you're done. Look at the amount of effort that, you know, throughout the centuries, right? Life was a lot harder than it is these days now. I mean, it's pretty hard now with the economy the way it is and inflation. So people, sometimes we get stuck in the darkness and we don't see the light of what is actually out there, what's great. These hard tasks, these actions these goals that we achieve in life are often, you know, character building and make you a stronger person. A couple other things I just want to touch base on is there's a really good quote I listened to this morning, and it was on one of Alex Hormozy's podcasts, and said, you know, if you're looking at a goal, you know, a hard goal, you should expect that it takes 1,000 hours of effort to achieve that goal, whatever it may be. And when you're looking at college, and when you're looking at a military career or raising a child, then you have to realize, well, that's going to take you far more than 1,000 hours. If you want to be a doctor, then obviously you have to have those SMART goals too. Like, you have to finish your bachelor's degree, you have to, you know, go to medical school, you have to do a residency. All these things, we often just, you know, maybe we have this big grandiose vision, but we don't want to put the work in. I go through that all the time, you know. Again, I went through that not necessarily in my bachelor's because I was really driven. My master's degree, I questioned it all the time. I'd take a class or two. It took me 7 years to finish my master's degree because I just wasn't as driven as I was, you know, with work, family, just military life in general. It just seemed so daunting. But when I accomplished that, then I moved on to the next goal, and the next goal, and the next goal. And that's how, you know, you have to keep going. To aspire to greatness in life, right, is going to take a lot of effort. And in this life, this current, you know, this era, I guess, of easy access to everything, you know, as far as food, dopamine, you know, social media, and this generation we're in, it's so easy to get complacent and not, you know, just give up on goals because we're expecting everything instantaneously. And that is just not the case. It never has been the case, and it's not the case now. For the most part, if you want anything worth it is going to be difficult. So, again, remember that. Sunday inspirational podcast, I guess. But, you know, if it's worth it, if the goal is worth it, then it's going to take a lot more time and effort than you think. Don't necessarily think in days, weeks, and months. Think of years. But again, if you break it down into small blocks, you break anything down into small blocks, projects, programs, your growth as a human, then your knowledge base, being a good parent, being a good person, you have to break it down into small chunks. No matter who you are, a lot of things may be easy. You're probably going to find some stuff that's not easy. And then the question is, do you give up or do you fight or quit? You know, if you're going to fight for things, then, you know, you have a lot better chance of succeeding than if you just give up and embrace mediocrity. Again, I think we should always be learning. And if we live in that stage of curiosity, like when you're a kid and you just want to learn everything, right? At least that's how I was. I still embrace at least that, and that helps you move into your next subject. That helps you move into your next goal. You can achieve anything, so that is the highlight of this. Even if something's daunting, you know, nobody said it'd be easy. So get out there, get your bag, get your degrees, get your fitness, get your life, get your happiness, get your joy, get everything that's out there for you. I guess one other thing to touch base on, I thought I was done. I went off on a rant. But we also have to look in like a state of abundance, right? So if we're sitting here and we're always in the dark and we think that, you know, we can't achieve that goal, well, how many other people have achieved that goal that you're wanting? You know, how many people have become doctors over the years? How many people have become astronauts? How many people have, you know, become pilots or whatever it may be? How many people are in shape? How many people have this? How many people have that? What about the nice house across the street? You can attain that, and if you're fine not doing that, that's fine as well. But most things in life are not easy. So, end of ramble. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Tell everyone that you love them today, and embrace it. It's a great day. So I hope you're all doing well, and let's give this a watch. I hope it helps. If so, let me know. If not, then anyways, have a blessed day. Thank you.